It comes to sukkahs, we all become engineers. We all start building and we all put together the most ingenious kinds of sukkahs. Today, I'd like to share with you some Halachik engineering. What is considered a wall? What is considered a straight wall? What is considered a closed wall? With different Halachic aspects, which are quite interesting. According to Halacha, if you take slats, one next to the other, or for that matter, one either horizontal or vertical, and there is an opening between them less than 3 tefachim. A tefach is approximately between 6 and 9 centimeters. Less than this, go all the way, then it's considered a closed wall. And this is called lavud. So you can actually make walls of these kind of slats. But interesting, how high does a sukkah wall have to be? Sukkah wall has to be 10 tefachim. So technically speaking, if you take slats going, let's say, horizontal, less than 3 tefachim, up to 10 tefachim, 4 slats, let's say, and your roof, the schach, is 3 meters high. If there's an opening between those 10 tefachim all the way till the top, till the schach which is obviously supported by beams on the corner, then we call this good asik. It's considered as if the wall is stretching upwards all the way to the schach, and it's a closed wall. For that matter, sometimes we will also say good achis, that it's a reverse direction, that the wall from top, let's say if you have a balcony with a fence, underneath it would be a wall for a sukkah, we will say that the balcony's wall, fence, goes downwards all the way to the ground. And this could be considered a wall. Interesting walls. So halachically, it's closed. Cute little story, they tell a story, this simple person built himself a sukkah with all these halachic enclosures. And as the halacha is that in the sukkah you have to put your finest silverware, he put it into his sukkah. The next morning he came, it all disappeared. So he turned around and says, looks like that this thief did not learn the halachas. He didn't know that this is a closed wall. Ganeva Amoritz, he's a thief and ignoramus. If he would have learned the halachas, he would have known he can't come in. It's closed. But then we have another thing also. Actually, another one interesting halacha is doifen akuma. So you have a wall, and then you have the schach further away from the wall, but there is a roof there for pasel schach. So up to 4 amas, we will say doifen akuma. It's a crooked wall. That this roof is not a roof; it's considered a wall, and therefore the wall goes straight with the schach. So these are different halachic concepts which one could use if necessary for building the sukkah. If you're planning to do it, by now everybody has their sukkah, but in case, make sure you ask your Rav to know exactly the details of it. But I want to share with you a very interesting Gemara. The Gemara says the following, Tana Rabbanan, how many walls do we need? So this is a Mishnah in the Gemara Masech the Sukkah, Davav Amid Beis. Stein Kil Chasan, that you need 2 full walls, and the third wall is sufficient if it just has 1 tefach, 6 to 8 centimeters, 10 centimeters. It's sufficient. So if you have 2 walls and 1 little piece of a wall, it's good enough. Other opinion says you need 3 plus the 4th could be a tefach. The Alter Rebbe in the Maimer of Sukkah says the following. What is the idea of the 2 walls and the 1 tefach? And he says, the walls of the Sukkah represents God's kindness, God's chesed, God's right hand. And just like an arm You have the upper arm, you have the forearm, and you have the hand, the three parts. The upper and the forearm are longer, and the hand is a little shorter, and you can bend it into three. Says the Alter Rebbe, these three worlds represent the Eibishter's Yemin Hashem. Yemin Hashem Roi Meimo. Yemin Hashem Roi Sochoyel. Godly right hand. This is the hand of Chesed, God's kindness, God's Chesed, which takes us around, which wraps us. This is the two walls and this piece. And we ask the Eibishter, Rabbi Shalom, most of us build 4 complete walls. But please, take us already into your arm. That same hand, Yad Chazaka, which you took us out of Mitzrayim, take us out of this Golus and bring us into the beautiful, complete Sukkah in Yerushalayim with Moshiach.